pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, start with roll call.
Mrs. Boyce? Here. Mr. Bowler? Burns?
Here.
Mrs. Delaney? Here. Mrs. McBride?
Here.
Ms. Mungo?
Here.
Mr. Ritter?
Here.
Dr. Singh?
Here.
Mrs. Warning? Here.
All right, welcome everyone to our study session. Today is Monday, November the 18th. Prior to the meeting, we had executive and we discussed personnel and legal. All right, so presentations and comments from residents on agenda items. Don't all stand up at once, but
There's no one here.
all right. Board member discussion items. Anyone? All right. So we have a couple of action items. I'll go ahead and turn it over to
We
you.
have three action items, item 4.1, 4.2, and 4.3 as listed.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Discussion. Comments. All right. Let's go ahead and take a vote.
Mr. Bowler?
Aye.
Mrs. Burns?
Aye.
Mrs. Delaney?
Susan.
Mrs. McBride?
Aye.
Ms. Mungo?
Aye.
Mr. Ritter?
Aye.
Dr. Singh?
Aye.
Mrs. Warning?
Aye.
Mrs. Boyce?
Aye.
All right. The ayes have it.
Then, Mike, we have financial report.
Thanks, so, Dr. Item 5.1, solicitor bills to November of 2024.
No, just, that's not action.
Action this week.
It's the vote.
Personnel.
Personnel, Dr. Jakey.
Thank you, Dr. Rossi, for discussion tonight. We have item 6.1 through item 6.5.
Thank you.
Starting with administrative resolutions for discussion from item 7.1 through item 7.3.
Can I ask a question about the AI fellow program?
Sure.
What is that about? That's pretty cool.
It's the intermediate unit has sponsored, they got a grant to sponsor and host educators from around Allegheny County. That brings a team. You have to have one district administrator, which I went down with Troy Ulowitz to the first session. And so there'll be some trainings and sessions throughout the year, the culminating activity and action research done by Mr. Ulowitz. And you'll be voting on later the conference. South by Southwest. That's a big technology conference in Texas, which is paid for.
And if I may add my 2 cents into this, artificial intelligence keeps to be more and more prominent of an issue for not only healthcare and other fields like, writing and authoring and other types of stuff, but also for school districts. So to have someone that actually has trained, conferences that they've been to on our district's behalf, this is a good thing. It's a big field, right?
Yeah, I remember you guys going to the first part of it. And 7.3, what is the Amplify Science pilot program for the middle school?
So the new science standards take effect next year, and we're looking at resources for the middle school. And so Amplify is the one that we're kind of drilling down into right now. It has been on display back there actually for 3 months now, I believe. And this is just to pilot it to make sure this is a good fit for us. What we're purchasing here are the kits, the lab kits that we'll be able to keep and use even after the pilot.
Okay. And if we do go with this company, the kits will still be,
We have the kits. Yep.
yeah, okay.
With those new science standards, are there much other changes to the curriculum that we have to do, or do books or anything?
We will. This is the first phase, is the middle school, which was lacking some resources. The elementary subscriptions are due, I think, next year, so eventually we'll be revamping the whole thing with the middle school. They're moving the fourth grade test, by the way, to fifth grade as well. So now K4 will have the science test, so we just five and eight. So we're starting there, yeah.
When is that happening?
This year, actually, fifth grade will be taking the test.
Okay.
No other questions?
My name is Mike.
Thanks, Dr. Rossi. Administrative resolutions, business as listed in items 8.1 through 8.5.
All right, any questions, discussion?
What is the Eradicate Hate Student Program? Is that through all the buildings?
That was an intermediate unit, the sponsored event down the convention center.
Down at the convention center, that our students participated in.
There were
High
like
school
20, I
students?
think there were 20 districts throughout the county. Yeah.
Is that aimed at high school? Okay.
All right, so next is board member resolutions. Any?
I don't have a resolution, but I wanted to address some of these buildings and grounds things that are listed there for our approval.
Okay.
Just to let you know, I did not give you, we had a buildings and grounds meeting last week. It was just a small meeting. And you'll get more details later. A lot of what we talked about is on here that we'll have to approve, but we will know more about where we're going to go with buildings and grounds in January when Guaranteed Energy Savings Program, which has completed their analysis of the district, is going to specifically, some of what they're going to tell us is already on here, like the roof at University Park, but we'll get more detail because they looked at each of the buildings and said, what do we need to do? And we will determine if we want to use them or somebody else, but they will give us a list by building of what, and as I indicated, some of that is on here. I just wanted you to know, I had the meeting, didn't give you the normal things I would give you, only because some of it's on here, and we will know more come January when we get this analysis done.
Thank you. Comments from residents on non-agenda items? I'd like to make a comment. It was really nice visiting University Park. Just the energy in the school was awesome. So you could see that the kids really enjoyed being there. So good job.
I have a non-agenda item also. Did anybody happen to go to the Monroeville Public Library's 60th birthday party? And if so, what happened?
They had cupcakes. They had popcorn.
Yeah, I was there. It was a bit of a social get-together.
Social what? Get together? Sure.
And Marcosik was there, and Mayor was there. And yeah, good to, it's not like black tie event. Yeah, just on the basic level. It's good to have an informal occasion like that. I did not eat cupcakes, but and they refused to paint my face.
And they did something
They
No, they did something all week. I know I went all week up leading
to
up
get the food.
to get the food.
I know you did.
So
But
what-
no,
what
they
is-
had somebody there with calligraphy. They had crafts for the kids to make. It was more, I want to say, kids oriented, that type thing.
What a nice showcase. That's
Very
very good. So I went to the Monroeville Public Library with my three nephews and we went down to the kids area and we played and we built little train things like that. I read her a story about the snow coming and how you make snow angels and throw snowballs. And we just had such a it's such a nice place for the community to take your little kids and go and sit and read and play and stuff like that. Other things. So what a wonderful thing this Monroeville Public Library is. So thank you to the folks who went and ate some cupcakes and did bring it.
Oh, and you didn't go today at a party
I missed it. I wanted to go. I just missed it.
because the downstairs was closed off. I'm just letting you.
Before I forget, because I brought it with me, so I wouldn't forget, the Veterans Day program at the high school, some of us were attending. I want to say to Mr. Whalen and the students in the History Club, thank you. For those of us who have family members that were in the military, I really appreciated the program. Scarlett Davis did an amazing job singing the national anthem, which is a tough song to sing sometimes, and to listen to all of the veterans that work in the district, which I didn't know who did, and now I do, and who's in the community and graduated from Gateway. It was nice. And as a remembrance for those military individuals who graduated from Gateway that gave their lives in service to this country, we remembered them that day, and I thought that was very nice too. But thank you to Mr. Whalen for doing that. I appreciated that.
And to our veterans here.
Yes,
Veterans.
yes.
And to piggyback off that, Gateway Middle School music
Yeah.
departments also put on an event at the middle school. I unfortunately was not able to go. I don't know if anybody was able to go to that.
No, the elementaries, I believe, also did something.
Yeah, yeah, all the schools did do something.
Thank you. So administrative reports.
Mike up, just a couple slides.
Janet, lights.
I think we should, we still need a couple. Last week was School Psychologist Week, and we have two terrific school psychologists, Dr. Jessica Dersmith and Mrs. Monica Griffith, and we just wanted to recognize them and acknowledge all of their hard work. They're part of our building teams, our student assistance program, which is a SAP team, data teams, working with our special education teachers, and all the staff. So we appreciate what they do each and every day for our students. Monroeville Public Library, we held, again, we partner with them with a lot of our family events, and this was the Turkey Bingo event with them. You have Miss Hoffner there assisting with Miss Hope Benson, who's a really great resource for us too. And we also had Miss D'Agostino from Ramsey Elementary, second grade teacher, come present some information to the parents. So we wanted to just acknowledge them as well and thank them for all their time and effort in providing some resources for our families.
And just to highlight our Veterans Day celebrations, Ms. Boyce did a nice job in describing some of those. Just a couple pictures around the district in some of the celebrations that we had this previous couple weeks. And also, we just wanted to announce the financial aid event that was done by our high school counselors. Excellent opportunity for parents to jump in here. It's via Zoom to help them navigate through the FAFSA process. So anyone that's been involved in that understands that it's kind of a frustrating situation. So this is a great resource for parents.
What is a FAFSA?
That is the federal student aid.
So parents who have 11th or 12th graders and who are looking to find ways to get money for their kids to go to college should attend this event, right?
And they can go in and see what kind of opportunities there are for grants and some of the other things that are available for students.
So it's December 3rd, 6 to 7 p.m. Zoom event. Will it also be in person somewhere?
Zoom only.
Zoom only?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it only for our students or is it for anybody in the community?
It's for our Gateway students. If there's anyone in the community that needs some help around this, we wouldn't be opposed to making sure that they get the information too.
This is just general information, because I didn't remember if they had to be accepted by an institution prior to sitting down and figuring
They
that all
don't.
out.
This is just something that they do every year to register
Yeah, I
for
remember.
eligibility for the grants and even the student loans.
Make sure you do your federal tax forms while you're going down through this process.
Okay, nice.
That's all we have. Thank you.
Do they have anything, John and Don? Micah, do you guys have anything you would like to, any reports?
No, thank you.
All right. But John, I have a question. Where are we at with did we find someone to do the landscaping?
The Wednesday's the bid opening.
Oh,
We got a
okay.
lot of bids. We
Okay,
taking a lot of bids.
good. Does that include, they don't do snow removal, just the cutting of the grass?
The snow removal.
All I had, this is Don. All I had was that we just started winter sports on Friday. That's swimming and diving. It's wrestling, boys and girls basketball. Basically, got started over the weekend, and our middle school teams are starting this week. So exciting time for all those teams as they get started in the winter sports.
Hey, Coach, are there any girls wrestling teams in the state?
There are quite a few. Girls wrestling, like flag football, reached the threshold of 100 teams in the state so that they could be considered to be a PIAA sport going forward. And they did have a championship event that piggybacked onto the boys event last year in Hershey. We have had very scattered interest, maybe a girl or two here from year to year that didn't really follow through with it. But I think it's something that potentially down the road could be a sport at Gateway as well.
Okay, thanks.
Just to bring up, since Dawn and John are on here, they're digging really deep into the renting of our facilities. We had a rather intense discussion. At some point, they'll let us know. They're really investigating, who all's using them, what is some of the things that we need to look at. So I will say they're getting very deep, they're digging deep into this, and we should have some better information, hopefully, coming down the road. And also, Mike, you're into that too. Mike's into that too.
All right, so then that brings us to board committee reports. Anybody?
I have one.
Yes.
So the PSBA's Delegate Assembly Legislative Platform Setting Meeting occurred 2 weeks ago, Saturday the 2nd, and the final report will be available soon. So I attended via Zoom, and I don't know that much really of substance got dealt with. It was mostly massaging some language there and a lot of tangles about Robert's Rules of Orders. So that was kind of frustrating. It really made the meeting drag along quite slowly. But the final report will be out soon, and then we'll all have it available for us.
John? Yes.
We're going around the room? All right.
Yeah, you're next.
All right. I just wanted to mention that this Thursday is the Children's Grief Awareness Day. It's always the third Thursday before Thanksgiving. It's suggested you wear blue, and they're selling butterfly sugar cookies. I think today is the last day. Today is the last day. Colleen will know, maybe if you reach out to her, or go, everybody got the email, I'm sure. And they're selling the cookies for $2 each or something to that. And the reason they are doing that is that this is observed the third Thursday in November, always the Thursday before Thanksgiving. This day is to focus on bringing to mind children, elementary, middle, and high school age, who have experienced the death of a loved one, children who often feel very alone in the journey of grief that they travel. And we also in the Gateway School District have many children who have lost a parent or a sibling, and this is how they go about showing their support. So I thought that was always a great idea if people still want to get involved and contribute. And like Cheryl said, I, along with a few other board members, did attend the Veterans Day program, and I did let Mr. Whalen know. I thought it was a wonderful program. In addition to that, I said, it's some kind of way if we could get our female military people to come out, because that's the only thing that was missing this year. He said in the past, he's asked certain ones, maybe they, or someone who he has asked wasn't able to come. And so I was making the appeal, and I did on my Facebook, if any of our graduates, female graduates, could let me know, get in touch with me, and hopefully next year we have some females. They were all male on that panel. And just to let you know, just in history, as we're celebrating a lot of our female military people, we have Commander, Sergeant, Major Mildred Kelly, who served in the U.S. Army. And one of the things, she was the first black woman to hold the highest enlisted position at that time. And several others. You go online, you can find Brigadier General Hazel W. Johnson Brown. And again, she had served in the U.S. Army from 55 to 83, and she received numerous awards and all, and that was during President Truman's office. And one interesting one was in maybe it's not interesting. One interesting one was Kathy Williams, 1866, the first black female to enlist in the Army, and she had to enlist as a male because of the fact that they weren't letting the women in. And she described herself, she was 22 years old. She described herself as 5'9" with black eyes, black hair, and black complexion. An Army sergeant examined Kathy and determined the recruit was fit for duty, and thus sealing her fate in history as the first documented black woman to enlist in the Army, even though the U.S. Army regulations forbid the enlistment of women. And she was assigned to the 35th U.S. Infantry and traveled throughout the West with her unit. So I thought that was something interesting. That's it.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, this Thursday, those who I hope are able to attend, we will have a committee curriculum and equity meeting here at 6 o'clock, and it's usually just an hour, 6 to 7, so we won't keep you. And it's usually, in fact, not usually, it will be here in the boardroom on Thursday at 6. So please come out, join us, and engage in conversation around that.
Thank you. Anything? Nothing? All right.
Take a motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting has been adjourned.